Welcome to episode 253 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, where we take a look at the movie Air. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
We're doing something a little bit different today. We are on the road and we are recording with our new Zoom P4 recorder and we're in a hotel room. So if things sound a little bit different or you hear a door bang, well, we're on the road.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, we're in a really magical movie town called Fairhope, Alabama. We have wanted to come long before we even saw the movie, Our Friend with Dakota Johnson and Jason Segel.
Casey Affleck.
Oh, that's right. He was in that. This is a really special town where many movies have been filmed over the years and many more. It is probably one of the most charming places I've been, and I'm so happy it's what I thought it would be. We've had the most wonderful weekend here.
Well, diving right into Air, we'll skip the trailer since we've had a little preamble with our road trip here anyways. But Air is unfortunately, we don't have sheets in front of us, so only one computer open. So I'm going to be doing most of the reading right now because the computer's open and facing me right now. So anyways, Air, this is the story that follows the history of shoe salesman Sonny Vaccaro and how he led Nike in its pursuit of the greatest athlete in the history of basketball, Michael Jordan. This falls in the drama and sports genre and was directed by none other than Ben Affleck, who's known for Argo and Gone Baby Gone. And the writer was Alex Convery. And this is his first writing credit, but it was also my understanding that this was also ghostwritten a little bit by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Right.
All right. So the cast was Matt Damon, Jason Bateman, Ben Affleck, Chris Massing, Viola Davis, Julius Tennon, and Damon Delano Young, Chris Tucker, back from the dead, and Matthew Maher and Gustaf Skarsgård.
All right. Well,
Jay Mohr was
right.
Also in there.
Yeah, he was.
This has a runtime of 111 minutes and it's rated R for language throughout.
This movie is fantastic. Clearly in my top 10. I have to jump out there and say, yes, you learn a lot about the sportswear industry and the shoes and Michael Jordan, and his incredible mother that helped negotiate his deal. I just want to say right up front, this movie was more about self-worth than anything. And if you have a kid, you've got to get them to see this movie. They're going to learn a lot young about self-worth.
I thought the theme and tone for this movie was pretty much perseverance, and something that April constantly talks about is you get what you negotiate.
That's right. You never get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. And this, I've got chills. This is after the movie, and the chills should have long been gone. It was, I love the relationships in the movie. I love, to see our favorites, of course, Ben and Matt back together again. And anyone that knows us knows Good Will Hunting is one of our top favorite movies. But this movie just opened up, not just do you get a look into how things were run and done, but the personal relationships with Michael Jordan's mother and the sports agent, how it happened, how she respected him, he respected her, and how it changed an industry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. One of the cool things, and we'll talk about the acting and characters. I thought the acting was fantastic. I thought everyone was very suitable for the role they played in this movie. But one of the interesting things was, Viola Davis played Michael Jordan's mom.
Oh, she was incredible.
But her real life husband played James Jordan,
right?
Julius Tennon, who is Viola Davis's husband.
Right.
So they played
I love him.
husband and wife in the movie, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. One of my biggest, I only have one beef about this movie, April, and for me, it was the fact that, and you got to understand, this movie is not about Michael Jordan. Right. But they had a young man playing Michael Jordan, but you never saw his face in the movie. You only saw him from the backside constantly.
You're right.
And he only had like the actor only had one or two lines where he picked up the shoe.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but because the movie was about Sonny Vaccaro and the team around that created the Air Jordans.
Right. But I loved all the characters, right? From the guy in the shoe lab that came up with the color and how they were going to do it, and even though they were going to get fined, they did it. I mean, just the character, whoever cast this movie, I mean, just beyond any kind of expectation we could have ever had. It was, and I can't wait to see it again.
What'd you think about Ben Affleck's direction?
I think he did an incredible job. I sat in there in that movie. Not only was I pulled in by not just the acting, the story, but the magic of the movie.
One of the things I liked about the direction, personally for me, it was good to see Ben Affleck finally direct a feel-good movie.
Agreed.
Right?
Yes.
This is really his first feel-good movie.
That is true.
In direction.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I agree.
Because there's nothing feel-good about Argo or Gone Girl Gone.
No. And also the basketball one was tough. I don't know what level he was involved. Remember the way?
Yeah.
We saw that in Disney. And that was right before the pandemic hit.
What'd you think of the score? I thought there was a lot of good 80s music.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Kind of set the mood.
This one, a movie spot on with music. And also, it just, when a movie starts and you're so pulled in, you're so disappointed when it's over. I mean,
you know what, April?
What?
What did you rate this movie? We got
so excited
into this. And what did you rate this?
Top score.
You giving this 5 stars?
I absolutely am. Yes.
Okay, so April gives this movie 5 stars, and I give it 4.5. I mean, it's up there. It was a really good movie.
Yes.
Sorry we forgot to put that at the beginning, but yeah, we're excited. We're on the road. We're doing something different. One of the things I really enjoyed about this movie too, that made me think about, we didn't give this a score, was I really loved the cinematography in this movie because they made it feel like an 80s movie. It wasn't, it was kind of grainy. It had kind of that 80s look and feel to it too.
That's the thing. And it also made me miss our time. It covered it so well.
Don't age us. I
know. I don't want to age us, but you have to see this movie. And people think, I need to get there. I want to learn more about, whether it's, I don't know, the industry or specific more about him. It really, really is a story about self-worth. And that's what you need to know.
Well, the whole premise about the movie, and if you don't know the story about Michael Jordan's relationship with Nike, this was the first time an athlete was given a part of the profits of a shoe or piece of merchandise.
How much does he still make a year?
$400 million a year.
My. That's fantastic.
The production design was good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go down the normal list today because the music hit, the direction hit, the acting was spot on.
What do you think of the pace?
I thought it was great.
For a movie that was kind of like a documentary, almost kind of, it had a great pace.
Right. But I do, as we're sitting here too, I do want to say that all the characters were, like Jason Bateman was hilarious. Matt Damon did. Just such a Viola Davis, just everybody in there. Chris Tucker. I mean, it was good to see him again. I just really shout out to, they made a movie so good. That's what we wish we could see every time.
Oh, absolutely. And I thought the dialogue too was pretty witty for a movie.
Definitely witty.
Yeah. I mean, they did a really good job on that. And finally, the story arc for me, we all know the story. Well, I say we all know the story, but maybe some of you listening don't know the story about Air Jordan shoes and everything. But since we all knew the story, they still made a story arc that was very satisfying in the end. Very.
Just thank you. It was just such a good experience. So anyway, it was
so this is the movie Air. Both April gave it 5 stars. I gave it 4.5 stars.
It was just I just wish they'd show it in the schools even. Not that I want all these kids. We know the percentages. It's very, very few that make it to be a professional athlete. Even to play your sport in college is tough. But it's the point of the self-worth, what we learned by his mother and the company.
Right.
It was just amazing. And I want our kids and our young adults to know that life is what you make it, is really it. So it was great. You have to see it, and shout out to this again. I have to close and say this amazing town. I thank Tamara for her restaurant here, seafood, pasta, and the most amazing rolls. To Two Sisters, incredible banana cake. It's just been beautiful. The trails, the pier. Thank you to this gracious town. We look forward to getting here for your film festival in November.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please tell a friend about the podcast. See you at the movies.
See you at the movies. Stay happy and stay healthy.